My teaching experience prior to being here at GRCC was in grades 6 through 12 at a variety of schools, and I taught students who were, many of them at-risk students. Many of them were unprepared. Many of them had obstacles that stood in their way.
I've sort of taught about everywhere you could imagine, colleges and high schools and Catholic school. I mean, just about anything you could sort of mention.
I was teaching overseas for a year. Flew from Lithuania to do the on-campus interview, but really I taught high school for quite a few years before that, and college before that, and feel like community college is sort of a perfect fit for me.
I worked at many nonprofit agencies in the community as a therapist and worked primarily with families of teenagers that were drug addicted and spent a lot of time in more of that therapeutic setting.
I love teaching English in part because it challenges students not only to work on something a lot of us struggle with, expressing themselves more clearly, but I think it challenges them to think about their lives, to think about what they want to do with their lives. And I think it gives much more than just a basic skill for life.
Well, I'm in music. I think music is one of those disciplines that is really, because of its entertainment value, people really don't get what it can do, what it teaches them in terms of focus and their brain training, and it's revolutionized my life. I don't think I would have turned out anywhere the way I have were it not for being involved in that discipline.
The students that I have, I teach developmental ed, and absolutely love working with those who sometimes find it difficult. Students who have had obstacles come in their way that perhaps has delayed their education and they're returning, whatever the case may be, but I love coming alongside of them and guiding them and teaching them and mentoring them to experience the success that they so need to feel and so want to feel in their life.
I have literally said, I cannot believe I get paid to teach. I'm not kidding. I have said that many times. I feel that's where I'm supposed to be sometimes in front of the classroom. I love working one-on-one with students, but I also like having them together as a group and helping them learn and grow as a counselor and helping them learn and grow as an educator. And the process of watching students learn is pretty amazing.
I think I see the students in the past who perhaps were in school because they had to be there, and yet when I see the GRCC students here, they want to own their education. They want to do well. They know that they want to make something of their life and to enjoy their education and to really pursue it so that they can become, I think, better citizens in the communities in which they live.
I would agree with Sheryl wholeheartedly. What I like about the GRCC students I know and have worked with closely, and even the ones I haven't worked with that closely, there's not a sense of entitlement among these students, and I really like that. They sort of show up with their lunch bag every day and they're ready to go to work, and they give it a serious effort.
I started off in a community college in Saginaw, Michigan, Delta. I don't think I brought my personality to the classroom as a student, and students at GRCC bring their personalities to the classroom. There's no doubt about it, and it's fun. It's more engaging. It helps a classroom be more dynamic. I've just had very interesting experiences where students felt very free to express their new identity as a college student.
And I love that sense of students here reinventing themselves and kind of taking the opportunity that GRCC offers. Reminds me actually a lot of the students I taught overseas who were in many cases escaping pretty tough backgrounds and seizing the only opportunity they could find to reshape their lives, to reinvent themselves, and really find a new direction for their lives. That's what I love about students here.
I think that at GRCC, we do so much more for a student to help them be successful. We have an awesome opportunity to take students that typically drop out and take them to a place they never imagined they would be.
Community colleges are, we have our finger in the dike, you know, and because there's this whole tsunami of young people and older folks too, who are simply not going to be able to get an education if it's not for us. This has a whole different reason for being that I feel really excited about, that I didn't have when I taught at a four-year school.
I can't believe how lucky I am to work in the program in which I do. And we, I think, as faculty and staff at GRCC, we do a phenomenal job helping students get from A to B that they could not go alone, or they're terrified to do alone. That's GRCC.